This video is a review of the fifth wheel Knight retro fat tire electric bike. I'm going to go over the controls and settings, test acceleration, max speed, brakes, and hill capability, and review the e-bike. The Knight has a 750 watt rear hub motor with a max speed of 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers per hour, twist throttle, 48 volt, 15.6 amp hour battery with a range of up to 65 miles or 105 kilometers, front and rear disc brakes, 20 by 4 inch fat tires, 7-speed Shimano rear derailleur, headlight, taillight, turn signals, and front and rear suspension. Additional specs can be found in the description section below. This is the box that it came in. These are the contents inside the box. I took all of the zip ties and foam off. We have the kickstand, there's a pump. This is the handle that we need to install. There's a front fender. There's a rear wheel in the back. Here is the toolkit, pedals, the charger, and also the user manual. For the interest of time, I'm going to install everything and then I'll show you when it's complete. Let's take a look at the controls. Starting on the left side, we have the handlebar grip. These are the controls for the light, turn signal, and horn. So if you push this one up, the headlight turns on. This is for the turn signals. This is the horn. This is the front brake. Here are the controls for the display. We have a plus, a power button, and a minus button. This is the display itself. I already turned it on. We have the 7-speed shifter, rear brake lever, twist throttle, and the other grip. Let me turn this off. In order to turn the display on, you press and hold the power button until the display turns on. Looking at the display, we can see that it says ready. Here's the battery level. We can see the current speed in miles per hour, the pedal assist level. This is the trip in miles, and then odometer miles. If we press the power button once, we can see the average speed, and then if we press it again, this is the max speed. Let's go back to the current speed. If we double tap the power button, we can see the trip time and the battery voltage. It says 50.9. Now we're back at trip. I think when you turn it on, it automatically goes to pedal assist 1. You can press down to go to 0, press up again to 1, 2, and 3. Let me lift the rear tire. If you press and hold the minus button, it provides a pedestrian walk mode of should be around 3 miles per hour. Yeah, 3 miles per hour. If you press and hold the plus button, nothing happens. If you press and hold the plus and minus button, it goes to the settings. The first one is the units of speed. 1 is miles per hour. If we press minus or plus, it goes to 0, and that's in kilometers per hour. I'm going to keep it at 1. If we press the power button again, it goes to setting number 2. By default, it's at 0, 0. That's 20 miles per hour max speed. If we press plus or minus, it goes to 1, and that provides 28 miles per hour max speed. If we press the power button again, it goes to setting number 3, and this is to clear the odometer. You press and hold the plus button for around 5 seconds, and it changed from 0, 0 to 1, and the odometer should reset. So the whole device turned off, and if we look at odometer, it's at 0. So if we go back to settings again, there's only P1, P2, P3, and it goes back to P1. So to get out of it, you can either wait or press the plus and minus button. In pedal assist 0, the throttle does not work. In pedal assist 1, we're getting 10 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2, we're getting 20 miles per hour. And pedal assist 3, we're getting 28 miles per hour. That's it for the display. To turn it off, we press and hold the power button. Let's take a look at the battery. There's 2 keys by the handlebar. We're going to put the key in, turn it counterclockwise to release this, and then we can push this up to take the battery out. Here's the LED battery status. When the battery is off, this does not work. We need to turn it on, and then we can see 5 LEDs from empty to full. It's currently full. This is the side with the lock. Here's the back, the other side. Here's the charging port. Pull this flap down, plug the charger in, and plug the other end into the outlet. The LED on the charging brick will be red if it's charging, and if it's fully charged, it'll turn green. And then here's some other information. And then this is the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see the model information in case you need to replace the battery. This is the locking mechanism. We could put the battery back in and turn the key clockwise. We're going to test the acceleration max speed in each of the pedal assist levels with pedaling only and then throttle only. For pedaling only, in pedal assist 0, we get no assist. That means that if the battery ever died, you can still pedal. There's not much resistance on the rear motor. Let's go to pedal assist 1. The motor kicked in, and we're topping out at 10 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2. The motor kicked in. Getting 20 miles per hour. Pedal assist 3. The motor kicked in. .9 miles per hour. 25.4. That looks like it's going to be the highest that we're going to get. Let's test the throttle. In pedal assist 0, it does not work. Pedal assist 1, picked up right away. And we're getting 9.3 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2. .19 miles per hour. Let's test the acceleration max speed in pedal assist 3. And we hit 27 miles per hour, 28. And I think that's the highest that we're gonna get. Let's test the steeper hill in pedal assist 3. We're getting 16.5 miles per hour. The hill is starting to increase in steepness. It's dropping down to 13. And it's going back up to 19. 20. Let's test the brakes. We're getting 28 miles per hour after this car. We stopped after 5.5 cones. They're about 5 feet apart, so around 28 feet. Going from 27 miles per hour, which is not bad. What I like most about the fifth wheel Knight is the retro style frame. It's very sleek. This leather seat is very detailed. The welds are good. I like this metal piece that's cut up right here. The rear suspension that's adjustable. It's helpful that there's front shocks, and I think there's springs in it, but they're not adjustable. The headlight is somewhat bright in the dark, and I also like that they have turn signals. The e-bike has a 750 watt rear hub motor that goes up to 28 miles per hour when you unlock it. The brown color accent adds a little touch to the e-bike too, with the seat, the wheels, and the handlebar grips. Because the battery is removable, you can always park the bike downstairs and then take the battery upstairs to charge it. And if you park it somewhere and you don't want the battery to get stolen, you can take the battery out as well. There's a 7-speed shifter in the rear, which helps if you climb up hills. Just riding it around the city, it was very predictable and very smooth. I really liked the acceleration, the braking, and the balance of everything. It's nice that they have disc brakes as well in the front and rear. These are just the cable pull ones. They're non-hydraulic. In terms of suggestions, I don't really have any. I feel like they included entry-level components, which are very basic, but the price is also relatively inexpensive. It's around $800 for this e-bike. And for the latest pricing, you can check out the description section below. They claim that there's a lot of modability to the bike. I've seen adjustable front shocks that are sold online, which can help with the front suspension. And then you might be able to upgrade the rear suspension as well. I have also seen different headlights. You can also buy hydraulic disc brakes, and I think that would improve the braking significantly, but that also costs more money. Overall, I think it's a solid bike for the price point. If you guys are interested in buying this, you can check out the description below for the latest pricing. Please like this video if you found it helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and take care.